Banyan Tree Manila Bay is located in a very dynamic area, very active. It's in the entertainment city, pretty much next to Okada. And we're 34 stories high, 25% done in construction. And we have about 238 units, hotel units. And each of the units has pool in it, which will be the first in the Philippines, and about 188 residential units and all luxury units. Some of them have gorgeous views of Manila Bay, which is kind of something that's not very common here in Manila, to have the views of Manila Bay.
Okay. Well,
How many, sorry, there's two figures you threw out, 238 and 188.
Residential units, 188 residential units, and 238 hotel units.
Hotel units, okay, got it.
is that per tower?
No, actually,
For
we're
the
only
whole
on
three
phase
towers.
one. So
Okay.
phase one will have a mixed-use hotel and residential component, and 2 stories, which is the first and second floor luxury retail.
It's about 35% done. When do you expect to finish it?
25% done.
25%?
Yeah.
And when do you expect to finish it?
End of 2027 for the residential component, and the hotel component, which will be on the upper floors, will be mid-2028.
Okay. Some questions come to mind, Andy. First, why did you choose that location? That's not usually where ultra high-end, very, very luxury residences are located. Usually it would be Makati, where I think some of the most expensive units are located, and some would be in Bonifacio Global City. There are a lot of condo units or condominium buildings there in the Bay Area, but why pick that area?
Yeah, we get asked a lot about that, and I think first is its proximity to the entertainment city. We definitely attract the high-end market as well. Second, its proximity to major transportation hubs, which is good for foreign investors traveling in and out of the country. Third is also the breathtaking views of Manila Bay. So not a lot of condominium units, especially in the ultra luxury level, would be able to offer that kind of breathtaking views.
Okay. Second comment is, are you sure those views will be maintained? Because if someone puts money down for that view and then they reclaim more of the bay behind the building, then you would lose the view.
Well, from what I've heard, in front of Okada and in front of our project, it's actually 90 meters deep. It's the deepest part of Manila Bay, so it would be very expensive and will take a lot of sand to actually reclaim the land. So,
All right, Andy, when we talk about ultra luxury properties, usually these are like in the millions of pesos, even dollars.
Maybe even close to $1 billion now.
It's okay.
Pushing
Ask it,
to-
Pauline.
Ask it,
Right.
Pauline.
wants to know.
Can you give us a price range or how much these properties would cost?
right. Right now, we're looking at 750,000 per square meters to about 850. But that
Wow.
was
This is
our
pesos.
sorry,
Yes,
yeah. But that was
750,000
the pre-launch price, because we just launched the project last month, actually in Okada, June 25th. And basically, the price ranges about, I'm going to say it in dollars,
Okay, sure.
about 2.20 million USD to about 18 to 20 million dollars for the penthouses.
What is the smallest cut?
You mean the dimensions?
Right.
It's 143 square meters, and the biggest one is 950.
Okay, so at the bottom end, 143 square meters times the
950.
at the bottom of
Yeah.
the ceiling of your price, that's 107 million pesos just for the smallest unit
Yes.
at the Banyan Tree Manila Bay. Are there people buying at these prices?
Well, just to say that our penthouse is almost gone. We have about 7 penthouses, and there's only 1 left.
The 7 penthouses, I did the math. They cost like 900 plus million.
Yes,
pesos.
they're about between 15 to 20 million dollars.
Oh my goodness. And how big are they?
They're about ranging from 850 to 950
And they're
square
bi-level,
meters.
right?
Some of them are bi-level, some of them are just one floor, but really, big square footage, big areas.
So now you have to tell us who is buying.
Right, a lot of foreigners, foreign investors, a few locals, but right now most of our buyers are from outside the Philippines.
That's interesting. And so I know you laid down three things in terms of value proposition, which is proximity to the airport, the view of Manila Bay. Sorry, what was the third thing?
Entertainment City.
Entertainment City. Still, we're talking, those prices are comparable to New York prices where you
Yes.
live, for instance,
New York,
right?
Hamptons,
So if I
yeah.
have that much money, why would I put down that much for a property in the Philippines as opposed to buying a townhouse in the Upper East Side, for instance?
Well, I
Like,
think-
what's the rationale there? Who are you
Right.
targeting specifically?
There's a lot of things to consider. First is the brand name, the prestige. Banyan Tree is known for its, luxury, for its commitment to sustainability, commitment to, providing a holistic approach to fine living. And Banyan Tree actually has a stronghold in Asia, in Middle East, and part of Mexico. So it's one of the global top luxury brands in terms of resorts and residential properties. So that's another thing that you're buying into. But, a lot of people think that it's just simple as buying a house. But for us, it's really buying into a lifestyle. And at Banyan Tree, we just not offer someone a unit, but we offer them an experience.
I'm actually quite familiar with Banyan Tree because I lived in Singapore for a long time. And I think it was Sean who pointed this out. The banyan trees elsewhere, for instance, in Singapore or in Bali, are a lot smaller. They're more boutique-ish, more intimate, right? This one looks to be a massive complex. Why is that? Why did you change the
Aesthetic.
not the aesthetic? The aesthetic looks the same, but this is a much more, much bigger complex, right? It feels almost like a mini township. It's got
Right.
the hotel residency side, it's got its own amenities and so on and so forth. Whereas the banyan tree that I know in other countries is fairly boutique-ish, right? So what's the logic? What's the rationale there?
Well, I think a lot of the trends right now, even in Miami, in New York, is trying to create a community rather than just a building. And this, as I mentioned before, will have a retail aspect and, of course, the hotel aspect or element of the project. And just to go back to the value proposition, I forget that also Philippines has been enjoying a really robust economy. And in fact, Philippines was named number 2 in the emerging top markets in December of 2023. And as you mentioned earlier, being one of the hottest market in luxury real estate, even overtaken New York.
I also read a report from Business World from the past recent weeks saying that this is just the first project, and you actually have a pipeline of projects that include resorts in some islands. I believe 2 different island resorts, etc. Is the reason why you're choosing to locate to the Philippines because Banyan Tree as a group likes to focus on Asia? Is it that and to increase your footprint here? Or are you seeing something that perhaps a lot of Filipinos who are just starting to recover from the typhoon and the high inflation not seeing?
Well, we do have a lot in the pipeline. And what's interesting about Banyan Tree is not only that it builds luxury properties, but it's active in community engagement. It supports the community by giving them jobs as well. And also, there's what we call the Banyan Tree Gallery, which sells local products as well, coming from local artists. So basically, that's what Banyan Tree is all about as well. And I also want to point out that if you go to any Banyan Tree resort or hotel, none of any Banyan Tree looks alike. Because one of the commitment for Banyan Tree is cultural integration. So if you look at their architecture, interior and exterior, it adapts to the local culture and heritage. So it makes it really interesting.
So going back to Reggie's question, is that why Banyan Tree Manila Bay looks like that? I mean, it is in the entertainment city, so it's got to be, glitzy and very urban looking, very modern, very I'm running out of adjectives, but you know what I mean. Is that why it looks a bit different from the other banyan trees in other Asian cities?
Right. If you look closely, there's that weaving pattern that's very evident on the exterior part of the building. So we took this inspiration from different intricate weaving patterns of different tribes in the Philippines, which also symbolizes Filipino unity. Because of calamities and anything that happens to us, we're always united in the end. So for us, that design is also very symbolic. And all the other banyan tree that we're going to be opening in the next few years will also have a different design.
So it's resilience inspired.
Yeah.
The fact that you were touting the proximity to Entertainment City as a value proposition, do I take it to mean that a core target market would be those who are interested in gaming?
High rollers?
Casino
That's one of our
enthusiasts.
target market, but we are also targeting people from business community because that area is also growing and there's a lot of commercial buildings being built as well.
There
A
are,
lot
but
of new
not many
developments.
ultra luxury developments. You're probably the only one aside
Right.
from the Conrad, and it's still quite a bit of a disparity.
Yeah, and I think we would like to be the pioneer for that. And also, we hope to pave the way for other luxury brands to come to the Philippines as well.
Andy, of course, Manila is known to have one of the most dense populations in the world. There is also the issue of traffic, really bad traffic here in Manila. Isn't that a turnoff or,
Well, like any other cities in the world, there's always a problem with traffic and everything. And I think with this location, we have that skyway and it also connects you to the airport. And a lot of, I was just watching or looking online about, the development of infrastructure. And I think it looks very promising for the Philippines to become not only a tourist destination, but an investment destination as well.
Okay, I have a question. When Regina and I were talking about this project and how big and really impressive it looks, very shiny, very gold. I was thinking it's on a reclamation area, and it's quite near Okada. Have there been any concerns about height, weight, any such limitations like that, safety in general?
Right. Well, for that area, you cannot build more than, I think, 34 or 35 story size simply because of, I think it's near the airport as well. But rest assured, that area where we are is not on a flight path. But there are certain restrictions in that area, actually. But like I said, there's no airport noise from what I've experienced from being there a lot.
You said your penthouses, all 7 of them, are almost gone.
Except one.
Except for
Except
the one.
one.
You could still.
That's still
We
currently
could
being
still buy it
reserved.
if we wanted. No, we couldn't. But how's the take up for the rest of the building?
Yes, we've been getting, it differs. Some of our units on the upper floors are also getting quite a lot of interest as well. And we're going to be starting to market this in different key cities around the world where nest seekers are all located. We're going to start that after the summer in the Western Hemisphere because, September comes, October comes, that's when everybody comes home and start doing real estate again.
Okay.
So-
The
That's
prices,
interesting.
yeah.
So when you market, you're talking about global marketing.
Yes.
You're not just
Yeah.
talking about marketing to a local audience, and hence the strong interest that you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
And going back to the price that you quoted, Pauline, those are pre-selling prices, right?
Yes.
By how much do you expect these prices to appreciate? And also, are the buyers looking to really live there or at least have it as their second home, their Philippine home? Or are they looking at it more from an investment perspective?
Currently, we kind of have them as kind of a mixed bag, but definitely a lot more people who want to just invest. There's a few who wants to retire there as well.
And do you have any idea on how the price would appreciate once you finish it, once you top off?
Currently, at this moment, not because we're almost still in the middle of the year, but maybe by next year and see what the current market situation is. It
And
will depend on that.
2027 is your target, at least for the first part. the
For the
first phase.
residential,
For the
yeah.
residential, right.
Yeah.
Okay, we will keep a close eye on that, but have to leave that there for now. Andy Regalado, Nest Seekers International Chief Marketing Officer and Regional Director for Asia, thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you very much.